Hi everybody, Cohh here with another thoughts video, this time on Wo Long. Wo Long is from Team Ninja, and it plays like a hybrid of Nioh and Sekiro. It is a game where I feel like the gameplay is the shining factor. It is fast-paced. It is pretty relaxed with the parrying. There is a full spellcasting system. There are lots of different weapons. There are martial arts on top of those weapons. There's randomized gear with levels and associated upgrades. There are randomized stats on those gears. There are accessories. There are upgrade paths. There is crafting. And everything I just said is the best part of this game. The gameplay is frankly what kept me going. I just rolled credits on this game. I had a great time with it. I really enjoyed this game beginning to end. Let's talk about the whole package. First of all, if you are playing this game on PC, this game has some problems. If you are a mouse and keyboard player particularly, I would wait on this game. Now, this game is available on Game Pass, so check it out there if you'd like to. But I will say that apparently I played with a controller on PC, didn't have any issues, but apparently the mouse and keyboard controls are pretty terrible. So if you do want to play with that, I would recommend most likely waiting for now. And some people can't even use some of their controllers. So on top of that, the game had some weird graphic bugs. We had some flashing that we couldn't get rid of throughout the game. And especially as we got towards the end of the game was crashing relatively, I'd say relatively frequently, a few times a stream, and in some cases like back to back. So unfortunately, I hate to say, oh, and there's performance issues for some people. So hate to say it, but this is not what I would say the smoothest release on PC. Yeah, very unfortunate considering, like I said, the gameplay, pretty great. I had a great time with it. This game is easier than I would say Nioh 2 or Sekiro. In fact, the first boss with the resources you have to kill it is one of the biggest challenges in the game. And if you can get the first boss down, you're pretty much set for the rest of the game as long as you keep leveling. There are side missions, but I just stuck to the main missions. I think I did 1 or 2 side missions, and I had pretty much no issue with any boss. There were a few times when there was like, you know, like a few deaths on a boss here and there, but most bosses were one shot, including, you know, all the way up to the end. And yeah, it is definitely an easier experience based on that stuff for sure. The world is very Nioh. Very Nioh. If you enjoy the Nioh style of world, I think you'll feel right at home here. Sometimes that's good. I mean, I love Nioh, so sometimes it's good. Other times it's kind of like, I wish we could have gotten something new, especially when you get towards the end. But yeah, it's definitely a Nioh feeling game. A lot of people have been in some ways affectionately calling this game Nioh 3, and I would say that it is not necessary. It's not Nioh 3 because the whole thing about Nioh is that it's a game that's very complex. It has multiple stances and things like that. I feel like this game is a step back towards simplicity. There is a stamina bar. They call it the spirit bar. And it's a stamina bar with some flair, as it can go back and forth into positive and negative. There's different effects that has. But at the end of the day, it is just a stamina bar. And it is outside of that, that's all you really kind of have to manage in combat. The combos are pretty intuitive. The management of the spirit bar is pretty easy. And it's again, a lot more of a simplistic fare than I'd say something like Nioh. But again, a lot of fun. So on that note, I did enjoy this game. I enjoyed it all the way to the end. I will say the story is kind of there. If you are a Dynasty Warriors fan, or you are familiar with that whole kind of lore and time period, you might get a little bit more out of this than I did. But for me, it was very much just kind of there. So the gameplay, like I said earlier, was really the shining point. The music was pretty good as well. The setting was fun. The levels were fine. But the gameplay is really kind of what gave me the most fun on this. So anyway, that's all that I have to say about it. Quick reminders, it is on Game Pass, so you may want to check it out there. And if you are going to be using the PC, especially if you don't want to use a controller, I would follow them on Twitter and maybe wait until you see a notification for an update or something like that. Thank you as always for watching. I hope you have an excellent rest of your time here on my YouTube. Of course, feel free to drop by the channel, twitch.tv/CohhCarnage. We'd love to see you. And as always, thanks for your time.